Sorry, next.
Sorry, next. And we're on the road again.
It went so well the first time. We thought we'd bring it back for more with another guest because that also went so well.
Yes. So cheers. FCK.
Cheers.
FCK is in the
Throw
house.
that on there.
Anyone who's been listening for a while, thank you for all the love and support and for letting us take you down the road on your walks or on your road trip down 85 or however you listen. FCK is Krista's sister. And she hates the name, but it was.
I do it.
Okay. I mean, I don't know if people get to pick their nickname, though. I think that's
True.
just kind of something you're gifted with, whether you like it or not. But
Would have been a nice gift.
I'm open to changing it. The initial thought process with our podcast was we are going to be telling some harsh stories from our lives. And we thought if we change names, it could help mask the identity of the people that we're talking about.
Right.
You know, because I was in the middle of a defamation lawsuit. Yeah. I was, being accused of cyber stalking. Some weird
By
stuff.
logging into your own bank account.
Right. Some weird stuff was going on in my life. So we thought we'll just change the names because the stories are true to protect the guilty. So we thought we'd give everyone sort of character names so that we could talk more about them. And Kim became a feral cat one night out.
FCK.
And then FCK was born.
Yeah. And I remember FCK was like, I don't like that.
No.
So we were coming up with other names, but nothing fit. And then I liked the acronym.
And Krista is very on top of like work and life and put together. And then Kim is like that a little bit more. Like she just has her spine even straighter. I think as a friend, as like an onlooker, knowing their family dynamic a little bit, but as sisters, and I have two sisters, I love watching them together and their dynamic because you can be ruthless and cutthroat with a sister, but you love them anyway. You're just like, fine, I look fat in these jeans.
Right.
Fine, I'll go change. Like who else is going to tell you that but your sister?
Right. Yeah.
And you won't cut her.
Right.
Or even if you do cut her, you forgive her later.
Right.
Yeah.
So Kim, where are you in the birth order?
I'm the middle.
You're the middle because you guys have a younger brother.
Yep. I'm the middle. I think I'm the glue.
Yeah, I would say, I was just going to say.
Really? So are you the first one to text that says like, how do we do Thanksgiving? Or this is where we're meeting? Or mom and dad pretty much have
I
that?
feel like she's more of the knows what's going on with everybody, right?
Okay.
Like she'll know if there's something going on with my brother and she's talked to my mom about it, but I don't know about it. Or like if there's something with, my dad and like, she's like the middle.
I know all the things.
All the information passes through
and then
you.
I try to like patch it all up.
Yeah.
You're the peacekeeper.
Yeah, middle. Try.
Okay, I like it.
Yeah.
Okay.
I try to be. But yeah, middle. Me and Krista are 2 years apart. Me and my brother are 14 months apart.
God bless your mom.
Mom.
She didn't
3
have
under
one.
3.
That's what I had.
know.
I know. That's what I had.
She's
Crazy.
actually here right now with my
She
dad
is here.
watching us.
I know.
Like a fan
she's-
club.
She's gonna chime. They're gonna chime in and be like, "That story wasn't right."
Yeah. They're going to come over and be like, that wasn't true.
So we decided to not only have a guest, but Kim lives a little bit more up this way. And we're in Mooresville at Overflow for anyone watching on YouTube, because you can listen on Spotify or on the iHeart podcast app or on Apple Podcasts. But we're at this cool venue called Overflow in Mooresville, right? Kind of, it's the Langtree exit off 77. So when people are like, don't slow down for the lake, like this is one of the places that you see that has a cool rooftop and like the garage doors that open. And it's a really cool vibe that I'd actually never been here. And I'm very disappointed in myself because it's cool.
Yeah.
Like, why am I not a regular?
Right. And aren't you glad you don't have to drive 50 minutes?
I'm the lucky one today. Yeah. Like Krista was telling me like an hour and a half ago, she's like, I'm going to start heading up. And I was like, oh God. I'm like, that's right. She's got the drive today.
Yeah, that's right.
There's a networking group that I really like called Ladies Lifestyle Network. And it's a national organization that has recently started a Lake Norman branch. And so they are meeting here tonight. They meet once a month at various businesses and restaurants and have local speakers and local vendors kind of set up. And then we just all get to sort of network. You pay a couple bucks to come and then you get to meet people and listen to them speak. And I really like it. So that's at Overflow. So I said, hey, why don't we meet earlier and we'll go? Because Kim, you live in this area. So you came to the last one with me and I think you liked it.
Yeah.
We got a lot out of it. So I was like, this is the next one. Why don't we all come and we can record the podcast on the road again?
It's a great idea.
Let's do it.
And we're like, let's go. And Dylan's like, let's do it.
He's like, all right. I'm like, do you drink beer or anything?
Yeah.
I said, have fun.
You have some beers.
And okay, so sometimes Krista and I don't want to go over topics because we want it to be timely and get our honest reaction of stuff.
Right.
And so she'll keep like a little running log. But Kim, her sister joining us, was like, what are we going to talk about?
Yeah.
I like to be prepared.
Absolutely.
I don't like to. I want to know what I'm walking into.
Right.
You
Like,
know?
is it going to be an ambush?
Right.
Are they going to ask me
What?
how gluten free am I? How vegan am I?
No.
How much ranch can
Am I allowed?
consume?
Yeah.
Yeah. How much did I have the night of Tina Turner? And whose idea was it to
It was
go to the bar after?
Do you think it was mine?
It wasn't mine.
It wasn't mine.
See, and
But
I don't think it was mine.
Because
It
I
was
definitely
yours.
was like, I'm going to go, guys. And
Oh,
I think
I
you
feel
guys
like-
said, no, let's get a pizza and a drink. And I'm like, there's no way we're going to get a pizza, but we can go next door. I mean, I definitely don't think you had to twist my arm,
Right.
but
It was
I
Coulson.
don't think I was.
I was walking with Colson. You two were in front of us, and I just followed.
It was
So
probably
it was one.
I
of
mean,
you
it
two.
was on the way to
But
where
the ranch was on point.
The ranch.
Just saying.
The ranch.
ranch.
It was
The
good.
ranch.
It
That's
was
what our
good.
fancy friend who
Yeah.
owns it calls it ranch.
I know they didn't have food because it was late, and so you door dashed a pizza.
I did. I door dashed a pizza. I'm like, we got to get something. And
Yeah.
then I was like, and then I asked the bartender, I'm like, do you have ranch though? Because I need ranch.
Yeah,
I was
Yeah,
very
right.
impressed with
It
your
was good.
ingenuity on that one. That was
Yeah.
fun.
Yeah. it
that
was so
ranch
good.
pizza and prosecco. It's like a perfect meal.
Yeah. And you wanted red wine when we got there.
Well, it was like the end of the evening.
She
I-
likes red wine later in the night.
Yeah, I
Like
can't.
she'll bust open some red
Yeah, especially with food. I think it's
Yeah.
appropriate and
with pizza.
it's like calming and
Red's not good.
relaxing.
Me and Red are not friends anymore.
What happens on red?
I don't know. It just doesn't work anymore.
Like, is that
I
when
mean,
you dance on the table, or
the
you
feral
just
cat, I
have
feel
a
like
headache?
it's turned up a whole different level when it's red. We were at my parents' one time, and Kim's like, no red, and I think it was my dad that's like, come on, I got all this wine from California. It's good wine. We're drinking it. Come on. And she's like, all right. Well, I'm not
long as it's good, I'll
apologizing
have a
later. And then the red wine came, and we had bottles, and then I think her and my dad were maybe calling each other a-holes at some point, like later in the night.
Oh, a good family affair. I
And
love
she's
it.
like, I told you not the red wine.
yeah.
I think I get like that off dark liquor. I haven't had dark liquor since college, like basically for that same reason. I think I get mean, or it's like I
think
can't control my consumption.
It just, I don't know what it does, but it just.
Too
I,
much.
I and Colson was like, what is happening right now?
Yeah.
Kimmy's being so different.
Yeah.
He's used to it.
Yeah.
He because we get together a lot as a family, and so obviously Colson's part of that. But he's been many times at my parents' house, and just the wine keeps flowing.
And
And
it's like
pretty soon it's 2 a.m. and we got Tina Turner or Celine Dion blasting.
blasting
And
and
Nice.
yeah. Dad's coming out being like, don't you guys need to go to bed?
right. Yeah.
No.
Dad,
No, he's like, come on, Karen, let's go to bed. She's like, no.
yeah.
don't tell me what to do.
Yeah. And she'll be like, I'm not going yet.
Yeah.
That's awesome. And that you guys were the crew that went to Key West together too, so that's fun.
Yes.
We heard some stories about that on the podcast.
That was such a good time. And I think Colson said to my dad, there's no one there to hold him back. Like,
Yeah. Colson had a fun weekend with my dad when we went to Key West. And so they were talking at dinner after we FaceTimed them. And we probably shouldn't have FaceTimed them
no.
and been on camera. But Colson, was like, who's going to hold those three back? There's nobody to hold them back.
There is no authority figure. That's what happened to me on my girls' trip to Key West.
Yeah.
By the time dinner arrived on night one, I was being escorted around in a wheelchair with a bag of ice
Okay.
because I like jumped a fence and burst my foot open, like a bursa in my foot. No blood, no swelling. It was very hard for anyone to believe me. But
Yeah.
I'm like, this is not in my head. I can't put any pressure
I
on
have a
it.
broken ankle.
Right.
You know the black iron rod fence to the left? If you were at our
Yeah.
room and you look to the left,
Yeah.
that's what you tried to hop over.
I mean, I hopped over it. I just didn't land. I didn't stick the
Why didn't
landing.
you just go around?
Right.
Well, because that would have meant we had to go all the way back into the hotel and around. Like
Right.
that would have taken a half hour. We were going to dinner. It was right there. And the guy, I said, where's that really good restaurant again? Blah, blah, blah. And he's like, oh, yeah, see the beach right there to the left. So I'm like, right. Okay. So that's what we did. We went towards the beach and went
Yeah.
To the
left.
left.
And then there was a fence in our way. So I'm like, let's just hop it.
That's so
Come on,
funny.
girls.
Come
we're
on.
not as old
Yeah.
as we think we are.
Yes, we are.
Were you
Yes,
the
we
only
are.
one that tried to hop? Or
Well, yeah, I
hop?
went first. No, then they had to hop over to get me off the ground.
You were
That's
being
funny.
washed away by the tide.
There must be something with Key West in that beach area.
Yeah, right there.
That's where the injuries happen.
Yeah, they do.
It did.
So sorry. Next, by the way,
Yeah.
for the first time, I used the dryer or the
Delay start.
I can't talk. The delay start on the washing machine. Have you
Oh.
used that?
No.
This was a
I
life
don't know if I
hack.
have it.
This is a life
I-
hack that I explained to Krista a long time ago. If you want to feel like you are multitasking or getting ahead, or you just need like a mini win,
Yeah.
Sometimes I will put laundry in at night and you delay start it. Or
Like
if
8
you're
hours.
the morning.
leaving the house. Yeah. And then when you wake up, it's freshly finished, right? You don't have to worry about that musty smell, how long did
Right.
it sit there. And then you're already putting it in the dryer and you're like halfway done. Your clothes are done in like the next 30 minutes or so. You have
Right.
dry clothes and you're like on top of it first thing in the morning.
I don't know if I have that on my washing
I
machine.
think you
I
did.
bet you do, unless you have a super, super old.
No.
I mean,
It's
even
new.
top loads have it, front loads
No.
have it.
I don't.
It's just
do
like
you,
this little
do you
button.
use delay start on your on your?
Washing machine.
Why can't I say it? Washing.
Delay start
Delayed
on the
start
washing
on your
machine.
washing machine.
See,
You can do like 30 minutes up to 12 hours, depending on the
Really?
machine you have.
So last night I was getting ready to go to bed and I was like, wait, I want to do a quick wash. I'm like, no, I don't want to wait up
Yeah.
45 more minutes. So I put it in, I hit 7-hour delay and I was like, I'll throw it in before I go to yoga. And
Yep.
then when I come home, I can put my yoga
That's
clothes
smart.
in. And I was like, I feel so accomplished.
Yeah,
at
you already
6
did a load
a.m.
of laundry
Yeah.
and it's only 7 a.m.
And my thing is, I don't like to fold not warm laundry.
Oh.
So I don't want to stick it in
Yeah.
the dryer before bed and then it sits there all wrinkly either. Like I want everything, keep
Fresh.
moving, keep
Fresh.
moving.
Don't you give that girl some cold clothes to
No.
I will
fold.
not. I mean, I already feel like I'm above folding laundry, but I'll fold
Right.
it if it's warm.
Yeah.
I guess we're cutting down on the budgeting. Can't use laundry folding service.
Okay, so
Wow.
you've already checked that one box. Do you have the tweezers in your car yet?
Yes.
Yes.
What?
Yeah. The other one is car tweezers. This is another
Okay.
life hack that is the sunlight in
Oh,
your
it
car.
brings
is,
out the
yes.
things.
So you need to keep tweezers in your car so you can
Yeah.
always catch that random stray 40-something-year-old hair now that
Right,
we
yeah,
are
yeah.
succumbing to.
Yeah.
We
in
were
our-
talking about that, and the suit was like, "I have those. Yeah, that's what you need."
Ah,
We're
he
like,
Even the
has, he
suit?
has
Yeah,
tweezers in his car?
Yeah.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Which is so like, where is the extra hair? Because it's not on top of his
I mean, you know, it grows everywhere else, so his ear or whatever.
oh my God.
Just
Is he
kidding.
like-
We love you.
I'm like, we need to pluck this.
yeah.
Okay, so that next brings me to my next topic about men. I overheard my husband on the phone the other day talking about, oh yeah, how was your Father's Day? This or that. Well, it's not like a birthday. Ha ha ha. We only get laid like twice a year. And I'm like, why are they like
What?
men perpetuate lies, I think, in their own little circuit. And I just find it so annoying. Like, why don't men build each other up that, yes, you can be in a happy marriage or a relationship where you're getting laid all the time? Why do they all pretend like they're never getting laid?
Right.
Isn't the group of men that don't get laid a lot so small? Like, my father-in-law would say that too. He'd be like, yeah, it's not my birthday or Christmas. Ha, ha,
Right.
ha. And it's like, men joke about that, but that's not actually true.
Right.
Yeah.
Why do they, or how often they get to play golf? Oh yeah, I never get to get out anymore. He was again. I overheard another conversation because we're both working from home this week because school's out for summer, and we didn't have any camps planned, and we're like drowning. But so we're both at like toggling back and forth.
Yeah.
Like I'll run out in the morning, and he'll work from home, and then vice versa. So sometimes we're overlapping. But yeah, he's on the phone with someone else, being like, "Congratulations on the babies!" Like, they were preemie twins. He's like, when do they get to? Well, yeah, maybe you should try to get another round in because it's going to be a few years, ha ha ha, before you play again. And
Oh my
I
gosh.
wanted to literally walk in the room and be like, you played more golf when our children were super, super young. That it was infuriating, but like, why are you pretending that men don't get to go
Didn't
play?
play,
Because it's
right.
all that you do it's all you do go do.
Right.
Like these are the like, do we have lies that we tell ourselves or other people that we're not even knowing? Like
No.
about our shopping, about how often we get
No.
our hair done, how often we work
Oh,
out.
you'll never shop again.
Right.
Not till the kid's 10.
Yeah, right. The only thing I could think of is like the only thing you can buy now is shoes because that's your only size that didn't change.
Right.
Like I don't
But that's
know.
like accurate.
Right. And it was infuriating. I'm like, he's fucking lying. I'm
Yeah.
like, what?
Liar.
Liar. So I just like found that I was like, I need to bring this up because I want to find out if there's other things that I'm not thinking of, but it's definitely how often they get laid.
Right.
And then it's how
Golf.
often they get to play golf.
Yeah.
I don't have the golf problem. Brian doesn't play golf.
Yeah. Well, the suit hasn't.
And I
for a
haven't
while.
heard the other.
Yeah.
You never
haven't-
heard like guys make that joke before, like, or like for your parents are listening, so I don't want to say anything else, but like something below the belt, like
I've never.
that they like, yep, never get that unless it's your birthday.
Right.
I don't know.
I've heard. Yeah.
I've heard. Yeah.
like
I mean, I've
those
heard
jokes
Yeah.
that men make, and you're like, but it's not true. Like, why do you all want everyone to think that that's
That-
true when that's not true?
I don't
Yeah.
know. I want to hear from some people listening too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What else? What else are they making up when they're
Right.
talking amongst themselves to make
I just
themselves
found that
feel?
so
Yeah.
annoying. So I'm like,
is
that's
annoying.
not even true.
Yeah.
For any of them. Like
In the
people
background,
he
you
was
should
on
have
the
been
phone
like,
with.
lawyer.
Yeah.
What was last night
should've.
then?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, you poor
I guess
thing.
last night doesn't count.
I guess it's
Oh,
just
that's
birthday and
funny.
Christmas
Yeah,
now.
Was that your half birthday then? Okay,
Yeah.
fine.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. Speaking
It's
of
my half
birthday,
birthday.
happy birthday to Kimmy and happy
Yes.
half birthday
Thank you.
to
Happy birthday.
Gwen.
Of course, Krista, that's one of her many excellent qualities is that she remembers dates like that. Like as hard as I try to be a good friend, I do not remember the dates of birthdays and things like that. And she was like, oh, at Kim, or I think I saw online that it was your birthday. So I'm like, happy birthday.
Yeah.
and,
Are we celebrating something?
Yeah, or should we celebrate tonight when we do the podcast? And then Krista said, yeah, it's your exact half birthdays. And I was like, I didn't even know it was my half
the day.
birthday. Okay, let's
The
celebrate.
15th.
Cheers.
Cheers. Yeah. Happy birthday. Well, and I didn't really realize it till today because I was like, no, you said it was Sunday. And I'm like, the 15th. And I was like, oh, wait, Gwen's is December 15th. You guys are exactly 6 months.
Wow. So from
That's
now, I would
the
much
day.
rather have a summer birthday. So I'll celebrate mine with you
Yeah.
anytime.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you get a winter birthday.
Yeah.
Half birthdays count,
Perfect.
right? If we're over 40, half birthdays count.
We can make anything
Yeah.
we want count. We make the
Let's
rules.
do quarter
right.
birthdays.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Every month.
was
What are you
funny.
guys going out for? Oh, Kim's birthday, Chris's birthday. I thought you just said
Mother's
that.
Day.
Yeah.
Every single time. Yeah, who cares?
Yeah.
Let's do it.
We were joking. We were at my parents for Father's Day, and I don't remember what we were talking about, but we were like, Father's Day's over. It's Mother's
Yeah.
Day now.
It was at like 4 o'clock, and I was like, yeah, it's
And
over.
my dad was like, haha, that's funny.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Not for him though. We were like,
No,
not for you, Dad.
not for you,
but
but
for everyone
the
else.
others.
All the other
So,
dads we have to deal with tonight. Yeah.
Yeah.
Or this weekend.
It was for the others. It's over.
Yeah.
My dad's birthday is on the 27th. So I remember as a kid being like, we're celebrating dad again. 'Cause
Oh.
it's
Yeah.
like the week later. And then him being like, well, it's the one time a year they come back to back.
Right.
Yeah.
The needy parent,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
wanting to feel the love at that time.
Right.
I'm like, all right, dad, you're right. Okay.
Yeah. Happy birthday.
And my birthday is right before Christmas. So I remember that feeling as a kid
Oh.
being like, I only get celebrated. Like only the good stuff with
Yeah.
gifts happens once a year.
It's
Did
hard.
they clump it for you as a child? Like they were like,
Not really, but kids were always away if there were birthday parties or
Oh.
like the gifts, how
Yeah.
parents get now, like it'll be in your stocking,
Right.
like I need
Yeah.
shampoo, or
Yeah.
whatever. And then, I remember having distinct memories, like if I didn't open it on my birthday to really hammer home. And now I
Yeah.
feel like such a jerk about it. Like, well, maybe that easy bake oven's coming with Santa.
Yeah.
'Cause I don't see it
Yeah.
for my birthday, or whatever. Well, like I'd really drive it
Yeah.
home.
Like, hello,
Awful.
I didn't get the monkey I wanted.
I know, ungrateful little.
Oh my
Oh,
God.
I have animal updates too. Sorry, next. So
Oh,
there is a whole aquarium situation type natural habitat happening at my house right now.
okay.
I heard about the turtle
The turtle,
And the
there's
snake.
another turtle back.
and the cadog.
The cadog is gone. We finally threw
Oh.
away the litter box today. I said,
Oh,
I
so
really
you
don't
think
think
it's
this
gone.
is coming back. I mean, it's been months now. And so my daughter lost a turtle on Mother's Day. My bad. And then they found it and we lost it in my basement. And now they keep going to I live in a newer construction area and there's retention ponds and they keep going and coming back with all these little baby frogs. And they've built they cut our little grill pans and put lids on them and cut holes in them and put rocks in them and little astroturf samples that we have. And they've been creating these little obstacle course / habitats for these frogs. Well,
Oh
they
my
went back to go get more and they found a turtle the size of my hand and they carried that sucker back.
Oh, my God.
And now we've had it for 2 days and I'm finally like, okay, if this is real, we're not bringing it inside, but you can, buy a legit habitat for it and we
Yeah.
can make a home for it.
Was the turtle before that not a legit turtle?
I mean, it was a
Or
wild, it was a wild animal that I don't want to keep, but I'm like, if something keeps coming back in the boomerang, the message needs to be clear to me, be accepting of all the things.
Right.
So even though I don't want more animals in my home, I don't want to be unfun and shatter my kids' childhood dreams of
Right. You're so mean.
having
Mom.
the things.
Yeah.
Right. Well, it's gone again. Caroline, my middle daughter, put it in a different little playpen and it escaped.
They
Oh,
can
my God.
climb.
They can climb like a
Wow.
mother.
Wait, the second turtle escaped?
That might be a sign too.
I mean, that's what I said. I said,
Seriously.
and I said, you can't leave them in a grilling pan
No.
on our
Did you
patio
not learn
in
this
the
on the
sun,
first escaped turtle that's living in your
right.
basement
I'm
somewhere?
saying, right. That's why you need to spend the money on it and get a real
Glass.
right.
They can't climb
And
that.
I just don't really want them in my house either. But I'm watching him try to climb out and escape. And I'm
Oh.
like, go, buddy, go.
Yeah. Go.
That's
Cheering him
funny.
on. Yes. Oh my
I
god.
know. So I feel bad when stuff like that happens, but I'm
So
trying
what
to be
animals
nice.
do you have left then? Just the frogs?
No, well, frogs are left. I think
They didn't
most
try
of
to
them
get
are
out.
still alive.
Yeah.
The turtle ate a good number of them.
Oh really?
I know.
Wow.
And then I think some of them boiled in the deck
Oh my god.
on the sun.
Oh man.
So right now we only have the 2 Great Dane dogs, but we
And the dogs didn't mess with it?
No. So I was telling you guys that we dog sat a Frenchie last week, and we realized like how much our dogs are not like real dogs because they're so easy. Great Danes are
Yeah.
just, they're not real dogs. They lay there 24/7.
Right.
They
Yeah.
don't care.
They're like small
And having a
horses.
Frenchie, he's like pulling things out of the trash can. He's
Oh my
like wants
God.
to play fetch 24/7. He's like,
You're like, I knew I got rid of you for a reason.
I know. And so it was just funny. Again, I'm like, nope, this reinforces that. Like, no new animals, no more animals. We're good.
Yeah,
So-
we're good. I know. My mom was like, tell the hamster story or about potty training the rabbits.
Oh my
which
God.
we did talk about on
Oh,
here
yeah.
before.
The
but-
hamster story. I got so much feedback from that. People were like, I was on my walk and I fell out laughing about the damn
Yes.
hamsters.
about we put the daddy with
With
them.
the
The daddy ate
babies.
that baby hamsters or baby hamsters falling
I
everywhere.
stepped on the run.
You
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah,
Oh,
on the
yeah.
stairs. We were making like an obstacle course for him with like little tunnels with paper, and I don't know. And I was going downstairs, and I don't know if I like slipped or whatever, but it. Right.
Did you squish him like blood? Oh,
No, there was no blood. He just flattened.
woo!
Like that.
He was so dehydrated.
Yeah. I was like, oh my god, it was so sad. We had to we buried him, put him in a plastic baggie, and put him.
And what animals do you have at your house, Kim?
I have dogs,
Dogs.
but I just recently have been asked to get a fish.
Oh,
Teddy.
really?
Yep. Teddy
The fish
Jean
is
wants a
fairly
fish.
doable.
And I'm like,
Teddy.
where are you gonna put it, Teddy? My room? Nope.
Get her like a fake fish.
She would know.
Or a stuffed.
She
Can
would
you
know.
get her a
This
stuffed
fish
animal
moving.
fish and be like, just take care of this
she,
one?
She wants a real fish, but that's not happening.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Not until at least I get our house built, because there is no room in a townhouse for a fish.
For a fish.
For anything extra.
No.
Her birthday's coming up in October, though.
I know, she's gonna be sick.
October is not coming up.
I know. I'm just
No,
thinking,
I mean,
Gosh.
I know. She's going to be 6. Colson's going to be 18.
Okay, so you're making me feel less bad when you're like, absolutely not, no, and it's just a little fish, so that's good. I feel like I'm constantly the no, of course not,
No.
not.
No.
And then Ken's always like, why? We had cats and gerbils and ferrets and reptiles, and I'm like, well,
Mm-mm.
I don't know. Did your mom not work outside the home then, or did her marriage survive? I don't know.
Did
Take
he
your
take
pick.
care? Did he take care of the animals, or did the mom?
I'm sure the mom did,
Because
and I'm
the
like,
mom
I'm
always
just
ends up
different.
taking
This
care of it.
mom is at her fill for things
Yeah.
like that because
No.
I have other aspirations in life.
Right.
Yeah.
No more animals.
No
Done.
more animals.
Yeah.
No, I know. Like
Although, if you've ever seen a house cow, they are so cute.
oh, they are.
Wait,
Yes.
what? A house
Yes,
cow?
They're so
House
cute.
cow. I might get one of those one day, but
So is this
If
you
the
kind
HOA
of do
allows.
the deep dive on the internet and then your algorithm?
I don't know
You
how.
better tell
I
dad
saw-
to build your house house cow appropriate.
Well, they're small.
Yeah.
Your
So
hand is
cute.
like 5
Yeah.
feet.
Well, your
or-
It's
Great
like a
Dane
Great
is
Dane.
definitely up here too. It's smaller than your Great Danes.
okay, so it's a cow that is house trained.
It's just a tiny cow. I don't
So
know.
no, okay, then it's not.
It's-
Okay,
Where,
I didn't
yeah.
go into all the
I
details.
mean, they're not
can you
super
potty
active.
train
so
a house cow?
He's laughing. Are you showing a picture? Yeah.
we'll
Oh,
get. This is
well,
one of those moments. We'll get Dylan.
We'll
to put
get
the picture
Dylan to
right
pull up
here.
the house cow. Who else wants a house cow?
Yeah.
I've seen
I
them.
mean,
They're cute.
So cute. Oh,
I bet you have to have one of those like live in a climate, which we probably do, where you can have your doors open a lot, where it can go
Yeah.
in and out.
Yeah.
Free range.
Right. Free
Right.
range.
Free
That's right. Yeah. Pasture raised.
But what are you
Yeah.
going to do when it drops in the middle
I don't
of
know.
your...
I didn't think that far. It
Okay.
looked really cute, and I was like, oh, and then that's kind of the end of.
So someone else told me that all those cute baby animals we're seeing on the internet are actually AI, and then it's not cute.
What?
Yeah, these aren't actually goats and puppies and super cute animals that you see like staring at the camera going like with doe eyes, that it's AI.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Have you seen the AI children like memes that they've been doing on there?
Ugh, no.
I mean, they're cute, but it's like,
Well, it's like once you do it once, then you're stuck.
yeah, right.
It's in your algorithm. So I haven't seen it yet.
Yeah.
So
Well,
maybe
don't
now
look.
that we've said it out loud,
Yeah.
it's going to pop
It's
up
gonna
on my
come
phone.
listening.
Yeah.
You're like,
Yeah.
or those tiny ponies, or the horses, mini horses that have the
Yeah.
shoes.
I'd
Yeah.
rather get a house. Oh,
Yeah.
they have shoes on?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Oh,
I'm an animal lover, but
Yeah.
Oh, tell everyone about your wellness program
Yes.
and kind of the things that you're working on to help us all feel our best despite the age we're at.
Right. I mean, this wasn't like something that I started doing. I don't want to say it wasn't my path, but I got really sick after my third child was born. It just led me down this path of integrative health because no doctor could figure out what was wrong with me. So long story short, I just decided to get certified myself because my thought was, well, worst case scenario, I can be the go-to for my family, my girls,
Yeah.
So I got certified. I mean, I do hormone health, gut health,
What were your
basically root
initial
cause.
symptoms though that made you like feel like you weren't getting the right answers? Like you were just
I mean,
tired and lethargic, or you were
Chronic
Yeah.
fatigue, like not able to get out of bed. I mean, I don't even
more
know.
than postpartum? Like,
Oh yeah.
okay.
Like, I don't even know how I pushed through the day because I was also homeschooling 2 kids. So the doctors said, your blood work looked fine. I mean, you're homeschooling 2 kids. You have a little one at home. Like,
You're
take
overwhelmed.
this for anxiety, take this so you can sleep.
Right.
And that just didn't sit right with me. I was like, no, there's something else going on. And so I just went down the rabbit hole of functional lab testing and integrative health and,
Wow.
the difference between functional ranges and optimal ranges. And that there's just so much more to look into than your traditional blood work.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
much more. So help them with their hormones.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yep.
and
You mainly
so-
focus on women like our age
Yep.
and older.
yeah,
And,
35 and older.
I did a genetic test that we're going to go over my results. And then I also am doing a hormone test too
Yeah.
Ooh.
to see, you know.
You're a man.
Yeah. No.
What?
What is wrong? Yeah.
But the genetic tests, and I know you do a bunch of different tests, but
Yeah.
the genetic test for like, these are the types of workouts you should be doing. Here's how you
Ooh.
Like, do you
process-
know anybody that worked out like 5-6 days a week and they're like, I'm eating right, I'm working out 6 days a week, but my weight will not budge?
Yeah, me, everybody. I mean, I feel like we're all,
So-
or once I hit 42, the
Yeah.
same things that worked before didn't.
Didn't
And I
work.
can't decide if it's like my willpower with food has changed. Whereas I used to naturally lead a carb free and an intermittent fasting sort of natural habitat. And now I'm hungrier, but I'm like, oh, I'm working out more. I should be hungrier. And everything I'm
Right.
seeing online is like protein, eat,
Yeah.
eat, you know? And then I'm like, I don't know. Am I eating enough? Should I be eating more?
Yeah.
Ugh.
cut
Well-
your mayo with cottage cheese more.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh my
See,
God.
I'm totally off mayo. I'm totally off soda. I'm like trying.
Yeah. Well, and it's bio individual, right? So what might work for you might not work for the next
Yes.
person. So I think that's one thing that, is not talked about enough. You can see someone on Instagram doing all this protein, but is that going to work for you?
Right.
I
Right.
don't know.
So how do people reach out to you if they want to do the deep dive with you and find out more?
They can just go to my Instagram at Kimberly Flebby.
Fun. Yay.
Yeah.
We'll tag it.
Yeah.
Okay, good. I
Yeah.
know.
It's fun. It's interesting because I think things are just shifting healthcare ever since COVID.
And I never want a prescription to be the first answer. Like I hate that that's where doctors constantly go.
It
Like,
seems like that
Yeah.
is the first answer.
they'll say, okay,
Yeah.
here's, an antidepressant and here's something to help you sleep and here's
That's what
Adderall to
they
keep
did
you
to
awake
me.
or like
Yeah.
do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What? Or
That's what
like the blood pressure medicine. Like we want alternatives before that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what they do. So sorry next, but we can do
Yeah.
another episode on that.
Yeah.
Super fun. We
Yeah.
should. Okay. And,
And
your results.
I
of
was
your-
thinking
We could do
you should
results.
do the hormone test too.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Let's do it. I will.
Yeah.
I'm in. Cheers.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
And it's very specific, right? You have to do it on a certain day of your cycle, day 19.
19 through 21.
What if you don't know what your cycle is based on your
If you have already, what do you mean you don't?
like because say you're on like a Mirena or you're the type of birth control you're on, you just don't know. You don't have a cycle.
If you don't have a cycle at all,
Yeah.
I mean, then you.
I mean, I could
test
be
it.
like,
You
I'm
can
craving
kind of-
chocolate. Maybe that means I'm close.
Yeah.
I don't know.
For women that don't have a cycle anymore, you can collect it anytime.
Okay.
But if you have a cycle, then you need to do certain days. Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Or if your cycle is like off and it's early, you go certain days before. And anyway, so
Okay.
yeah, but it's a 24-hour hormone test. So.
I think it
Yeah.
would be fun to
would be
then
fun.
share like what's going on and our results and what that looks like.
I know. I mean, I know I shouldn't eat Brussels sprouts anymore, but if it says I can't eat Brussels sprouts, I'll be so sad.
It's not going to be that sweet.
Do not eat Brussels sprouts.
Yeah.
They stay with me all day, but I love them.
Yeah.
I didn't know that I did know tomatoes, but zucchini and squash were considered fruits.
We heard that in our last podcast.
Yeah.
But she also said she wasn't a doctor. So
Yeah.
these are just our opinions and our information.
Yeah, there's no
We are
medical
not the
advice
authority.
on the show.
Yeah.
Exactly. We're not the authority on anything.
Just opinions.
Yeah.
Exactly.
But yeah, I would like to do that because I think a lot of people would be really interested in that. And there are a lot of people that are in their 40s or 50s and the things that used to work don't work, right? And I've been doing
It's
this
just a lot of women struggling.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's like, I don't even have to try to have a conversation. It's just like, it just happens.
God,
and it's like, I'm just so tired or, I can't sleep or blah, blah, blah. And I'm just like, oh, well, have you ever thought about this?
Right. And you don't get that. Yeah. And I think, like you said, healthcare is changing. People have to advocate for themselves, taking your health into your own hands and not relying on
You have to.
your doctor.
I mean, and there is a time and a place for doctors and acute, but as far as longevity and true health and wellness, it's not that side of things. So, but
Yeah, I agree. Okay. Well, more to come on that. I was thinking of, some funny like sister stories earlier. And so I was thinking about when you and I in September went out to California for our childhood friend's 40th birthday. She did this awesome White Lotus party where she rented this estate in Carmel Valley.
For herself or someone threw it for her?
She did it for herself.
She did it herself.
Yeah. She's like big
girl.
planner, very creative, but we grew up across the street from her sisters, and then her neighbor Cameron, who we've been best friends with forever. But we flew out there. We had so much fun. I mean, they did this whole we had a lot of wine that weekend. But on our way home, because the party doesn't stop, we're like, more wine, so we're drinking in the airport on the way home.
Can we talk about when you got there though, and we got stuck in the vineyard?
Yeah. Okay. Talk about that first, and then I'll talk about.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we're driving. I mean, we've never been there before, and we're driving to.
You're physically driving, like you rented a car.
Yeah. She rented. We rented a car, and we're driving blasting probably Whitney Houston or Celine Dion or whatever.
Yeah.
And we're driving to this estate, and it's nighttime, so we pull in, and it wasn't the best of instructions on exactly where to go because I think we kind of went in the back way, but we drive in and there's a vineyard, and we're like. Oh, there's the house over there. So we thought we just drive around the vineyard. Well, we got a little stuck. Because
in the muddy.
It wasn't. My dad's laughing. Have you not heard?
It wasn't muddy. It was just the dirt was very soft.
Oh,
so we're like,
it's dry there. They don't have water.
Yeah, they were in. It was in top drought.
Oh, geez.
But we're like, oh my God, we're driving into the vineyard. I think we need to turn around. So Krista tries to turn around, and the wheels are just, and we're dying laughing, but trying to be serious at the same time.
And not wanting to run over any grapes.
Yeah, we didn't want to
we can't affect production for the next 3 years.
So, but we ended up getting to the house. It all worked out, but
but I was like, forward, back, forward.
It was like Austin Powers.
Yeah.
And
18 point.
And then, so then we're driving around the vineyard, and then we're like, oh, there's the big house.
Right.
It was a guest house or something.
Here's the entrance.
Yeah. I'm like, oh, this makes sense.
Hate when we show up at the guest house.
I know. It was awesome.
It was great. And then we went walking the next morning, so early because there was no blinds in our room.
Oh, we had a skylight in our room.
Oh,
and so at 6 a.m. it was like,
we're like,
hello,
let's go walking. And then we're like, oh, that's where we were.
And for your bodies, it was 9 a.m.
Yeah.
So you're like, well, we have that sleep mask.
Well, we went to bed at 3.
Yeah. And then so we went walking, in the vineyard, and we're like, oh, this is where we were stuck. Okay, so now
in the daylight
it
makes sense. Yeah, and we're like, we could have kept going and made it around, but
we could have. But
the car was saying no.
We didn't know.
Well, we were like, where are we going? We got to reverse. We got to get out of here. We're at someone else's house. We didn't know.
Yeah,
right.
No idea.
Somebody's gonna come out here,
and there was no cell service. There was no service.
That's right.
Yeah,
that was the other thing.
Ended 5 minutes before we got there. Yeah. No service. So we were like,
so we couldn't even found it. Do you see us?
Yeah. Oh, and they did warn us about that on the invitation.
Yeah, it's true.
But
what do you do in the moment?
Yeah. We were like, we made it. We did it.
We made it.
And you were together. So you would have been fine.
Right.
But yeah, so anyway, it was a great weekend. And then we go to fly home. Was that this weekend? Now I'm getting my weekends confused. Anyway, we're flying out of LAX. So no, this was not, because we were flying out of San Francisco.
No, that was Cameron's.
That was Cameron's birthday. Yeah. So anyway, this story, we're flying out of LAX after another 40th weekend in LA. And we get to the airport, we're having wine, of course, because, we have to make the shakes go away.
Yeah.
And I'm like, Kim, there's an actress right next to us. And she's like, huh?
An
I'm like,
actor?
Actress.
Actress, okay.
It was
Brooklyn Decker.
no, Mara Tierney. I'm
Okay.
totally probably saying her name wrong. She was in Liar Liar.
Ooh.
She was the mom in Liar Liar.
She's the mom in Liar Liar.
Okay.
She's been on ER. She's been on.
Yeah.
She was in that new movie as the mom. Oh my God, what? The new Twister movie.
Yes, I love. Oh yeah. She's been
she
in a
was the
bunch of
mom.
stuff.
Yeah.
The new Twister movie is good. The soundtrack is great
Yeah.
too.
Yeah. So she's there, right? And I'm like, what is she doing with her water bottle? So she has the aluminum water bottle and she's got full glasses of wine. And I hear her say she's with a guy saying, oh, we're boarding, we got to go. And so she's like, well, here. And she unscrews the water bottle. They're empty. So she must have, and they pour the wine in. And I'm like, how have I never thought of this?
As many times as you.
As many times as we're there, we're
How have
boarding
you not-
and we're like, chug.
Well, okay, so I feel like the rules have changed over the last few years. So back in the day, like on my Key West trip, we were flying out on a Sunday and we knew what the laws were about not serving before noon. So we brought all these airplane bottles to the airport
Yeah.
because you can go through TSA with small enough amounts of liquid.
You can, the mini
So-
bottles. Yeah.
We asked them for like to-go cups of ice and orange
Yeah.
juice, and we were making our own screwdrivers, brought them on the plane. That was
Yeah.
fine. Well, now fast forward, things have changed where they say you cannot serve yourself your own alcohol on the plane. So no more bringing airplane bottles into the airport, which you used to be able to
Right.
do. And now I'll double
So will
down
they
on
take
that.
them away at TSA?
I mean, I don't know what they'll say at TSA, but on the plane, they say it's a big, big no-no.
Yeah.
But then the second one is I was at a bar at the airport getting a drink. And I'm like, do you have a lid for this? Like, I didn't realize I'm zone 1. Like I got upgraded. So
Yeah.
I had a full double Bloody Mary.
Oh.
And I was like, this is $40.
Yeah.
Like, I need my bag
And
with
I can't
me.
down this.
Right. I'm like,
Yeah.
I need my bag with me. So I need to board early, but I do not. And I had one for my mom. So I'm like, I'm not blowing $70
Oh
worth
my
of
God.
alcohol right now, basically. So, and she's like, I don't have a lid. And I'm like, well, are they going to let me walk on with this? She goes, they won't let you on with any drinks without lids. So hence the need for your
Right.
own
That's
water
when you
bottle
go to
or cup.
Starbucks and get a
Get a cup. Well,
do that.
I know. So had I had another moment, I was like, okay, fine. But then the irony of it is we take as many sips as we
Oh.
can, which is hard to do with a Bloody Mary, throw them away.
Ah.
And then we sit down on the plane and 8 minutes later, they were only on zone 3. They stopped boarding us and evacuated us from the fucking plane.
Oh.
And we had an
my
hour and a half delay.
gosh.
I know.
Could have finished that.
I
I
know.
just wouldn't have boarded
then-
in group 1.
And then
Yeah.
the $45 worth of food I bought for us to eat on the plane sat there because then we went to that Malibu
Yeah.
restaurant in the airport that I love, and
Yeah.
we got more fresh wine there and fresh food there. So it was just a cluster, but I'm
Yeah.
like, this is what we get for trying. This is what we
Right.
get.
Yeah.
Right.
I want to hear if anybody has any fun airport hacks.
Stories.
Yeah.
We've drank them out of Prosecco and out of vodka airplane bottles. I mean, I've
On
been
the
on
plane. Yeah.
yeah, I've been on
They
flights
never
where
have
they have
Prosecco
run
on the
out.
plane.
They never.
Depends on
That's
which
awful.
airline you fly. Sometimes, like a lot of times,
Well, American is.
yeah, Americans.
They need to get it together, American Airlines.
Yeah.
We want La Marca. Yes, one of them has La Marca on it. It was a surprising airline too. I was very surprised to see they had little La Marca splits on there.
Oh,
And I was like, okay, it wasn't Delta either. It was like
maybe we're
a
flying the
lesser
wrong
airline.
Like
and I was-
Spirit?
maybe. I mean, I don't think I was on a Spirit anytime
No.
recently, but it was someone,
Frontier.
I don't know. I'm trying to think of what airline I would have been flying. But
Southwest.
I don't know. But I was
Yeah.
like, okay, I'm not mad at that.
Yeah.
It might have, JetBlue, because I was going somewhere because someone else had tickets on that airline. So I was like, all right, I'll fly with you guys. So I got JetBlue tickets too.
I like to just fly private.
Me too.
That's the way to go.
Let's get back to that.
Yeah.
shall
Can we get back to that?
Let's get
That
back
would
to
be
that.
nice.
Mm.
But yeah, so that story was almost a year ago and I haven't done it at all, which I'm like, we're at the bar and I don't know, you don't think of it,
To
but
take
those
your own drink
aluminum
with you, yeah.
bottles.
Or just get a Starbucks water cup.
that,
you
yeah.
just need a cup with a lid, ladies and gents. Cup with a lid.
Up with the lid.
That's all you gotta do. And we
When
gotta
did we
go.
do
We
that
got
for Starbucks?
we got a party starting behind us. We gotta go.
I know.
We got friends
We
here.
got to
We
get
got family
to the
here.
networking event, but this was good.
This is fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She finally came on. We got a sister on.
How'd we do, Kim? You were nervous, right? Did it go okay?
No, it's great.
You're fine.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
good.
Good.
Yeah, we ripped off the Band-Aid. You're fine.
Yeah,
We'll
you're good.
skewer you next time.
Yeah.
Right.
Next time
Watch
we'll go
out.
down the rabbit hole.
Yeah. Right. Well, just so you guys know, FCK brings out the FCs than all the other people.
That's true.
Okay.
Okay. Well, cheers to that.
Cheers to that. She's lots of fun.
All right. Sorry, next.
Sorry, next.
See you
Love
next
you, girls.
time.